Hey, Sydney.
Yeah.
Listen to this comment that I just got.
Okay.
Hi, my friend. I'm 56 years old. How can I learn English without getting discouraged? I think that I'm not going to be able to.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I know.
Yeah.
Why does it make you sad?
Because he thinks he can't do it.
But he can.
Absolutely.
So, it's normal to feel discouraged, though, right?
Yeah, everybody does.
Why do we get discouraged?
Because things are hard.
Especially skills like speaking a foreign language.
Or playing the piano.
Or playing the piano. Exactly. So maybe this discouraging feeling is coming from the fact that you have a routine, you set goals for yourself, you want to keep making progress every single day, but sometimes it feels like you're not making progress.
It's much easier to be hard on yourself and to see the failures than to be kind and encouraging and see where you're successful.
And it's a long journey.
Super long.
It's not like you're gonna all of a sudden be able to speak English perfectly or suddenly play a concerto on the piano.
Which would be nice.
It would be so nice.
Not realistic.
So I understand Nivio Oliveira's comment here, but maybe we could try to talk about 3 concrete ways that we can regain our motivation and not get discouraged along this journey.
Absolutely. And it can apply to both music and languages.
All right, cool. Let's do it then.
Yay.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Gavin here with another video in English for you to practice. Make sure to check out subtitles in English and help with the Portuguese ones if you want. But I'm here today with my friend.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm a YouTuber. My channel is Smart Game Piano. So what I do is I help people become more creative, more stronger versions of themselves through video game music on the piano.
So let's just take a listen. Oh my god.
Sydney is so cool. Her YouTube channel is really awesome, so check it out after this video. We are both educators and we run across this problem all the time on YouTube. People who tell us that they're losing motivation. In fact, it would be weird if you didn't get discouraged.
Yeah, because we're all human.
We're all human.
Right?
You'd be a robot if you didn't get discouraged.
Yeah, just checking. Right.
So the first thing that happens in my experience when people get discouraged is they stop studying a little bit, and then they slip even more, and eventually it's been a week since they've practiced English, it's been a month, and every time you think about returning to something, you get discouraged just thinking about it because you think about how much time you've already wasted.
Yeah, and it's okay to maybe kind of regret wasting that time as long as you don't beat yourself up over it and it stops you from getting back into it.
That's exactly it. Just to return to something, like just, it can be something small. Like if you haven't studied English for a month, just opening a Harry Potter book to a random page and reading a paragraph.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yes.
It's not a routine that's going to make you improve, but you need to return to your routine, and by just dipping your toe in the water to start out, I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, just a little bit at a time. I know my students, when they say, I just don't have enough time in the day, at the end of the day I'm exhausted, or, you know, I can't get up early enough in order to do this, I say just 5 minutes. What's great about piano is that you push a button and sound comes out. It's awesome. So do something easy. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Just put your hands on the keyboard. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, that is a beautiful thing about piano, and the beautiful thing about language is you can study it anywhere. So if you're in line at the supermarket or on the bus and you have 10 minutes to spare, take out your phone and just review a little bit of vocabulary. I think a lot of times you'll be surprised by how much you actually retain even after a month off. And I don't think either of us would recommend a month away from practicing something.
Never.
But it happens. Just get back to it. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, and I think that's why people don't start it up again, because they feel so bad, and I wish they wouldn't.
That's exactly it.
There's nothing productive about being, oh well, it's over. It's too late for me. It's not. You can go back. The teeny tiniest baby steps.
Small steps, and those will grow into bigger steps, and you'll remember why you were motivated in the first place. Okay, so that was our first point. Just getting back to it. If you've fallen away from it, get back to it, even if it's a small step.
No little thing is too small.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is setting, let's call them big goals and small goals for yourself. So your big goal, for me when I was learning Portuguese, my big goal was that I wanted to go to the World Cup in 2 years.
Right.
So I had 2 years that I knew that I had to improve my Portuguese to reach that point.
And that's a very realistic goal too.
Yeah, I think so. And an exciting one. I don't think people's goals need to be boring. Like,
Oh, gosh,
I'd like
no.
to speak... In fact, they shouldn't be boring. It should be something very interesting. A trip for a language is always amazing if you can afford it. The other thing we need to talk about, though, are small goals. Because when you're learning a language or you're learning the piano, you're not going to see day-to-day progress.
Right. It's hard to see it, if at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be a good example of a small goal learning English then?
Before the World Cup, for example, that's a 2-year goal. I had a goal that at the end of every week, I would have a conversation with a Brazilian. And in a way, in the same way you have performances on the piano, having a conversation, especially when you're a newbie in the language, is a performance. And so that helped me get the motivation to study each day.
Right, because you're by yourself a lot, like having this solitary experience when you're studying, right?
I would say so. I think the tendency nowadays is for Brazilians to learn English at home alone.
Which isn't inherently bad.
No, I think it's actually a very helpful thing as long as they remember that languages are learned to interact with other people, to have conversations, to have experiences in other countries. It's not going to stay in your little office or the room that you're learning English in. It's not going to stay right in front of the computer with you.
Right.
You have to take it out into the broader world and have these sort of performances.
Right. Well, because one, doing it by yourself stops being fun. I think that's why people get demotivated and discouraged, because they don't have that fun aspect to it of having these experiences, of making it a reality.
Yeah.
Music is the same exact thing. Piano is kind of a lonely instrument, you know? It can do melody and harmony and be a solo ensemble all by itself. And because of that, it's easy for new students of piano to be stuck within themselves and not share what they're doing.
Yes, within themselves.
Yes.
Yes, I get that.
And it's hard because you can't really carry pianos with you. So you can't like go to grandma's house and perform for her unless she has one there. But again, so that's a goal that people learning piano can do too. Like at the end of every week, I'm going to play something for someone. And it doesn't have to be a big concerto or, you know, a huge 10-minute long piece. Just, you know, 15 bars of a song that you like. That's perfect.
So you encourage your students to, those are almost micro goals for your students then too, to perform, to have experiences in a community, in a sense, just something bigger than themselves, home alone practicing.
Yes, because music is a social art. It just
So is language.
So is language, exactly. Like, we learn music for other people to hear.
So in a way, our goals then are not necessarily, oh, I will learn how to conjugate these 10 verbs by the end of the week, but instead setting these experience goals that will allow you to do all this other practice in areas that you feel weak to lead up to this performance, if it's a language, actual performance, if it is the piano.
Exactly, because no one's piano goals is, I'm going to get my fingering for the F major chord. Like, that's not the goal. That is a pathway to your goal of playing your favorite song for people. That's what it is.
Yep.
Because no one goes to piano like, oh, I really just want to learn how to play scales.
Yeah.
Nobody says that.
Nobody says that simply. No one says, I just want to learn how to conjugate all the irregular verbs of English.
No, oh gosh, that'd be terrible.
Yeah. Cool. I love that point, our second point there. And the third point, to me, perhaps, is the strongest. And that is to link your learning with something else that you enjoy.
Yes.
That is fun for you. The amazing thing about language is it pervades every aspect of our life. So if I like cooking, I can try reading a cookbook in the language I'm learning and do it that way. If I like movies, I can of course try to watch only movies in the language that I'm learning. And I'm sure this is the case with music for you too.
Absolutely. There is not one culture that doesn't have music. Every single culture on earth has music in some way. And even culture has subdivisions of music that way. And that's the whole point of why I teach video game music on the piano, because video game music is so powerful. Because
Powerful.
it is.
Why is it powerful?
Nostalgia. The reason I love video game music is when I was 14 years old, I was in my basement playing Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X starts off with a solo piano piece. And it's like, it's sad, it's depressing, and you're seeing these characters in the middle of their journey. You're like, what is going on? And I was taking piano lessons before that, but my brain exploded when I realized there's piano music in video games. And that blew my mind because
So you already loved video games
Yes.
when you made this discovery,
Yes.
like,
yeah.
I can bridge both worlds.
Yes, and I liked piano, but that's when I fell in love with piano.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Because I had this link of something that I already loved.
Okay, so for language learning then, you could say like, maybe you like learning English, or maybe you just don't hate learning English.
Sure.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
But it's important if you want to get better to truly love it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So just find what makes you love it.
Right. And your reason, whatever it is completely valid, and it could be completely different from the person next to you.
Yeah.
Music is a very inclusive thing, and it should be taught in an inclusive way. And if you want to learn music and piano through video game music, like, by golly, you should be able to. Just like you should be able to learn guitar by studying Pink Floyd or Iron Maiden. Do whatever you want, you know?
Yeah. That's totally the same case with learning English. It used to be that you had to go to a school and you had to have a teacher who would teach you out of the book and you would do your exercises later.
Right.
The beauty of the internet age nowadays is that we are able to tailor our learning with methods that absolutely we know work for us, or that we have perhaps a hunch might work for us because you like video games, or because I like cooking, and so if I cooked using a Brazilian Portuguese cookbook, that would motivate me to learn all these different words and to dip my foot in the water, regain my motivation, perhaps share this meal with other people, go to Brazil and experience it, and talk with other people as my big goal for learning, keeping these big goals going, these small goals going, all of these things together, just trying to get those feels, those good vibes of why you fell in love with what you're doing in the first place.
Because it feels good to accomplish something. After you play an instrument, you're gonna like find these opportunities you never know you had.
Oh yeah, like a social skill in a way.
Yes, like you're at a bar with friends and there's a piano in the corner. Just be like, well, la-di-da, I'm gonna be playing the Mario theme, and all of a sudden everybody's jamming out and having a good time.
Heck yeah, everyone knows the Mario theme.
Yes.
Já sei namorar, já sei chutar a bola, agora só me falta ganhar. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Well, thank you.
This was super helpful. I hope that we've tried to evoke some of these good methods, but also just, boas vibrações, good vibes about how to not get discouraged. Once again, it's normal to get discouraged.
Right.
It'd be weird if you weren't getting discouraged.
Yeah, don't get discouraged about being discouraged. Just find ways around it.
That's it. People get discouraged about being discouraged.
They totally do.
Yeah, don't do that. Thank you to everyone who helped me with the Portuguese subtitles on this video. I hope that our native American English helped you in some aspect, either gain motivation or just helped your listening comprehension.
You get to learn how the Americans talk.
How those Americans talk. And yeah, for more awesome video game / piano videos, check out, what's your channel info?
Smart Game Piano.
Oh, switch to E minor 7.
Alright guys, that's it for now. See you later.
Bye.